Hello everyone, and welcome to my TEKKIT Classic video. As some of you may know, that the holy grail of TEKKIT Classic manufacturing or techniques is making a high voltage solar array fully automatic. And after years of trial and error, I finally managed to make a factory that creates HV solar arrays, and not without any equivalent exchange, at least in the manufacturing process itself, which I think is really cool. So no equivalent exchange. It's also fully powered by Buildcraft, actually. There's only one little bit in the entire factory that's Redpower tubes, and everything else is Buildcraft. So, there's. I remember back in the heyday of TEKKIT Classic, we're talking already like 15, no, not 15 years ago, like 10, 12 years ago. Making fully automated factories that build high voltage solar arrays fully automatically. There was so many designs, but I've never really caught on to Redpower. I found them just didn't like them. So as you can see, this is yeah, it's a huge mess. I will fully admit that it's a huge mess, but that's what I like about it. You're able to walk through it. You're able to just see everything working. And the weird part is, especially for TEKKIT Classic, it's reliable. It just works. It functions the way it should. Yeah, it's huge. It's complicated and it's slow, but it works, and that's what I like about it. Uh, it, I mean, you can see it. It's a mess. There's tubes and wires running everywhere. This is actually just my first attempt. I just continued working on it. I made a few prototypes in the beginning, but at one point you just want to start building and create something. So that's what I did. Yeah. Aside from this tiny part here, that's all the red power tubing that there is in the whole factory. Um, yeah, like I said, the reason why I just wanted to do it my way. So this is what I created. So without further ado, I will show you how exactly it works. Here's the master key, which just turns on all the engines, and as you can see, the the machines that create that refine the ore. And this is the chest that, well, as you can see, all the UU matter comes out of. I don't have a huge amount of UU matter. I actually turned off because there was just an overflow of UU matter at one point. But it's enough for the demonstration. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, so without further ado, I will show you. There we go. The filter starts dosing the UU matter, and then everything starts moving. So we will first start looking at the generation of the generators. Sorry, manufacture of the generators, which these will lead to. Because the biggest bottleneck I found was the creation of generators, which was the most labor intensive. See, you can see UU matter being dosed. The machine counts 10 UU matter before it goes into the crafting table, which creates 2 iron ore. So you need 2 times 5 to create 4 ore, which turns into 8 ingots to make the iron furnace. Reason I picked iron furnaces instead of with the machine block is just for simplification. There you go. There we go. 1, 2. Oh, it just continues going. Let me just start floating. There we go. Now you see this valve closing. The iron being made, which will feed into this crafting table, which makes the iron furnace. Here. There's the furnace, and then it leads to the last crafting table, which holds the RE battery and the refined iron. Oh, it just so happened that it looks like we just ran out of our refined iron, but not to worry, it's just being made right now. As you can see, it's counting the UU matter to turn into iron ore, to turn into iron bars, which turn into refined iron, which are being built right now. This is to count the correct amount of refined iron, because eventually, you know, if a recipe asks for 3, but you create 4 pieces of iron, eventually you're gonna have to get rid of the additional piece. So what this does, this just leads to an incinerator. And now where are we? Oh yeah, all 3 of these pipes just do the exact same thing. So you just have triple manufacture of generators. We'll just wait for the next one to arrive. Let's see where it is. Which one will be the first? Ah, it's the original one we've been following. This leads through a redstone pipe, which goes all the way back here. You can see yellow and yellow, which resets the counter, opens up the gate again, and allows for the new counting of UU matter until it's filled, and then the gate closes again. This just leads back to the original chest I showed you in the beginning to be fed back into the machine, into other destinations. So there you have our generators. Which will be fed into here, which creates the first tier of solar panels. I seem to have awful timing. Oh, now that I think about it, I might have a generator here for demonstration purposes. Let's put it in here. And here you can see the circuits, the glass, and the coal dust. I usually keep a little bit of extra, so when you run out of one of these and a generator happens to be in there, it still continues producing while it's waiting for the additional amounts of glass, coal dust, or circuits. So, oh, yeah, it looks like we just made one. There you go. And here you have a counter. This one, once again, keeps track of, well, let's take glass for an example. Let's see, 10, because it makes glass in batches of 32. So once again, that makes for 10 batches of solar panels, so you always will have 2 additional pieces that you don't need. So that's once again, just like earlier with the generators, or the refined iron for the generators, it will count 30 glass pieces and spit out 2. I haven't connected this one to the incinerator pipe yet, that leads all the way over there in the corner. So yes, once 10 of these solar panels are made, you can see here, once 10 are made, this will open up again and the counter will reset itself. And then this counter will count the amount of UU matter you need, and then close again. In this case, it's only 4 UU matter. And this is pretty much the entire operating principle of the entire factory. It just, whenever something leaves a production station, it'll count that produced item. And whenever the limit is reached, whenever it's empty, counter will reset itself, open up a gate for new resources to flow in, and then the next thing will be made. It allows for a pretty flexible machine, and like I said, it really is surprisingly reliable. These are just holding tanks. I closed this one so I can just manually take a few, and then we reach over to the conversion from solar panels to low voltage solar arrays. There's one made. And there you go. That's another solar array counted. You can see we only have one LV transformer now. Oh, it looks like we had ran out of copper. Ah yes, as you can see, it is producing copper right now because we just ran out of it. So this machine knows more what's going on than I do. It's actually been a while since I made this factory, so I might have forgotten a few details here and there. It's becoming a bit like arcade magic to me now at this point. So yes, now we've got our low voltage solar array, which another holding tank here. And then we get to our medium voltage transformer, or medium voltage solar arrays. We've got some here. And once again, there's one counted, and as you can see, this station will count once again all the UU matter to turn into iron ore, which turn into iron dust, and then iron bars, and then refined iron, which makes the machine block for the medium voltage transformer, which once again goes into there. So you got 8 more worth of medium voltage transformers, so it'll still need 8 turns of medium voltage transformers to make. And then finally at the end, the machine we all love, TEKKIT CLASSIC, the high voltage solar arrays. So there we go. And there you have it. It takes a lot of time to make a high voltage solar array, but I can leave this machine running for however long I want. I usually do, just to play it safe, I do always fully empty it and turn it off before I quit, just in case. Oh look, there's a circuit, and there's the, what do you call these, energy crystal for the high voltage transformer. And there you have it. The whole factory just runs on this principle. As you can see, here you have the station to make the redstone and the diamond for the energy crystal, and this is for the highly insulated voltage cable, I think. What do you call these? Oh yeah, insulated high voltage cable. There you go. That's the whole factory, really. I mean, of course, I glazed over a lot of things, but I'm not going to explain every single station because, you know, they all operate, like I said, they all operate on the same principle. And I mean, I just love, whenever there's some downtime in my world, I just walk through my factory. I just love looking at, especially around here. I just love looking at all UU matter just going everywhere. And then, yeah, every time UU matter isn't being used, it just feeds back into this chest. And in case the chest is ever way too full, you've got these advanced insertion pipes. They go in here for in case there's any overflow. Now, here you can see UU matter being made. So I did lie a little bit when I said there's no equivalent exchange involved, but I did say involved in the manufacture of the high voltage solar arrays, which is true. But in the manufacture of UU matter, there's definitely some equivalent exchange involved. And allow me to show you. There's a lot of walking involved in this factory. Actually, to make space, I just put 2 64 by 64 quarries together. And then I just leveled it all and put this factory on top. It actually fits perfectly, at least lower level. There's definitely some more empty space involved here, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't seem like this one is running. It might have run out of energy. But anyway, here you have the production of UU matter. There's the mass fabricator. It's hooked up to 10 high voltage solar arrays, if I'm counting correctly. Oh, a little bit more than that. All the scrap is being fed here. Usually it fits more than about, it creates about, yeah, it's about even, as you can see. It consumes about as much as it produces, which is perfect. And yeah, this is where the UU matter is made. But yes, here this is the only part that's equivalent exchange, just to make, you know, one EMC block so it can be recycled. You can see it here. This whole glass snake being turned into scrap. And then, let me just quickly see. Aha. There's our culprit. There we go. There's more scrap being made. And then I've set up a system, as you can see here. You've got one also for the night. These are all without MFSUs. This one is hooked up to MFSUs and a regular supply of energy. So this system, well, throughout the day, it only gets, you know, it just gets fed a little trickle of scrap, just a little bit that's being overproduced for the main producers. But once night hits, let me just set it to night. These mass fabricators will stop producing because, you know, they're not being fed energy anymore. So all this scrap, we now have twice the amount of scrap being produced for only one mass fabricator. So it both fills up with scrap and already starts producing it. So I've also got production of UU matter at night, which, you know, at a certain point I just have too much UU matter. I don't really run this machine as much anymore, which is a shame, but, you know, at one point you just have enough, you know. And then there's just this one little, you know, just a for fun project, which is just a machine that turns scrap boxes into, you know, whatever they turn into. It's just fun to hear all the popping. And there you have it. Just an alchemical chest that turns anything that has EMC into red matter, and anything else, you know, it just gets collected here. So that's about it. That's the whole factory. It creates about, if I would have to take a guess, it creates about one high voltage solar array per 2 hours, something like that, which is more than enough for me. I really don't know what else to do with all the high voltage solar arrays. I already have a bunch of them. Let me see how much I have actually. Oh, I already got 4 here. And I got, you know, I've got 7 in total. I'll just take those. There you have it. That's my high voltage solar array. Just let me know what you think. I'm really happy with this. The only thing I would change now would be just to clean up everything. Maybe mount all the redstone devices on like walls or like in special spots, because it is a bit haphazard. But yes, please do let me know what you think of this machine. And you know, if you're curious about this world, there's a bunch of other interesting machines in here. If you're curious about the rest of my world, let me know. And if you want this save, you know, you can definitely ask. I wouldn't know exactly how to host the file, but if anyone is curious, I would definitely be willing to get look into it. Anyway, that's it. Have a nice day, and I'll catch you next time.